Hello everyone, welcome to another motovlog on my channel. My name is Marshall3498, and today's motovlog is going to be something motorcycle related, excuse me, as it usually is on my channel. And it's something that I've done some research on and watched several ride reviews and product reviews and stuff on it. And that topic is one of these days, not in the exact future, but in the next few years, I think I would like to get a dual sport motorcycle. My background, a lot of you people who know me and have watched all my videos know my background came from riding ATVs growing up in the woods, on trails, at off-road riding parks and stuff like that. And there's just something about riding off-road that it's just it's pretty special to me. If I could afford a four-wheeler or side-by-side still and have the dual sport, I probably would go that route. But money doesn't grow on trees, so I've got to pick one. So I'm going to pick the one that's more versatile, that I can get more use out of, and that is the dual sport. And one thing like I said, I've watched. There's three of those. I think I'd like to start out riding a dual sport or an adventure bike or enduro, whatever you want to call it. It's all really the same category, sort of. Anyways, and that topic is the Honda 250 Rally, which has just been released, I think, a year ago now as of filming this. So it's in its second model year right now. The DRZ 400 by Suzuki, another good small lightweight dual sport, and the Yamaha WR 250. All three have their pros and cons. Like I said, I've done a lot of research and watched lots of different ride reviews and owner reviews, not necessarily press ride reviews, because those can be a little deceiving. I feel like reviews on stuff like that, something that costs quite a bit of money, whether it's gear or a bike, I think the owner's review is probably the best one, because they're the most critical of it, because it's their money, not a journalist riding it. The Honda 250 Rally is probably going to be what I'm going to try to end up getting. Not, like I said, not right now, but in the near, say, less than 5 years, we'll say. And there's a couple reasons why. I think the Honda 250 Rally, although I love Yamaha products, obviously, I've had this bike now for 3 years, or going on 3 years. It's been my third riding season with it coming up, or maybe it's the fourth. I don't remember. Anyways, I had a good while. I've put almost 15,000 miles on this bike, so I know it pretty well. Like I said, the Rally, I think, is the best option in my opinion, because one, the Rally is the most modern. It's fuel injected. It's liquid cooled. It has a little bit of a little nose fairing that other two bikes in that category don't have, which isn't a big deal, but it would be nice to have if you wanted to go out, like especially when it's cold, and go out and go ride a little trail while it's not so hot and dusty in the summertime. Also, the DRZ. Granted, the DRZ has more power, obviously, than the Rally, because it's a much bigger CC bike. But the DRZ has a lot of old school technology. It's been on a long run. It's not a bad bike, but it needs some updates. Although it's still liquid cooled, it's still carbureted, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if you're riding by yourself, like I'll be doing off-road, that could be something that could leave you somewhat stranded. And a lot of these trails around here, like the Transamerica trail around here, that's not that far from me, maybe an hour's ride, if that, to the start of it, depending on where I start out from, riding from, whatever. It's an awesome trail system. I'm not really going to be putting this bike through a lot of single track stuff. It's mainly just going to be fire roads while I'm still new to off-roading. I don't want anything too hardcore. The Yamaha WR 250. Again, great bike. It's very modern in most cases. Its suspension is probably a little bit better than the Rally and the DRZ 400, just because it's fully adjustable and it's, you know, it's more new school tech in it, so to speak. Not that to say that the Rally isn't new school, but it just doesn't have, you know, all the you know, top level parts on it when it comes to suspension parts. And there's mud all over this road, a little bit anyway. Anyways, but you know, the WR is actually, believe it or not, like $2,000 more than the DRZ 400, and about $2,500 more than the Rally. But the Yamaha, for whatever reason, it wasn't, you know, it hasn't been introduced that many years ago, and it doesn't have ABS, which is kind of a deal breaker to me. I just think that riding off-road, if I panic and do something kind of silly, having ABS front and rear might save my bacon, maybe, I don't know. But that's an option for me that is definitely a factor of me wanting the Rally over the other two. You know, not to say if any of the bikes are a bad bike, but you got to remember this is going to be a second bike for me, so it doesn't have to be the best on the road. You know, like the DRZ is probably the better on-road bike, and probably even the better one in the woods if you really start getting really aggressive with a lot of real steep hill climbs and stuff. But I feel like that extra power could probably get you into more trouble as a newer rider of having even more power to get the rear wheel spinning when you're not expecting it, especially if it's real slick, you know, like on a somewhat muddy trail, or if you happen to hit a mud spot or something like that. Just all three bikes are great bikes, don't get me wrong, but I think the Rally's probably going to be the one I'm going to go with, unless there's something else that comes out between now and the end, and the time I get one. That'll be my final thing. You know, the Rally is the prettier bike of the two, I think. It has a HID or a LED front headlight. I'm not sure which it is, but it's really seems like a real modern and bright headlight. It has a little bit better instrument cluster. Granted, that usually doesn't matter to most, but it actually has a fuel gauge, which I don't think either of the other two bikes have. Don't quote me on that. So that kind of helps. But not only, you know, with the Rally being a smaller CC bike compared to the 400, if you do take it off-road and you start out on a full tank, it's probably going to have a little bit better range. I think the DRZ and the Rally both have pretty close to the same gas tank within a half a gallon. So, you know, range being a little better without having to carry external fuel all the time, that's kind of a plus. But I just feel like, you know, like I said, the whole dual sport thing to me, I'm really excited about and kind of interested in. I know there's lots of stuff I still have to learn, and I may not even, like I said, there might be something else out there better than the Rally by the time I end up getting one, but who knows? Maybe by then I find a better deal on a Rally in the next couple of years while they've been out on the market longer. But I think that's a good baseline to start, I think, on the Rally. Oh God, there's a dog up here on the road. I hope he doesn't run after me. But you know, we'll see. I'm very interested in the whole dual sport rim. I've even been watching, you know, dual sport riding gear, boots, and stuff like that, because, you know, it's a totally different animal than what I'm used to. So it'll just give me something to do over the upcoming winter if I have, like, you know, 4 or 5 weeks I really can't ride, where it's too cold and it's really crappy and snowy and all that stuff. It'll just give me something to do over the winter, just to do some more research on and see what all's out there. One of these days I might end up going to more of a bigger dual sport bike, like, you know, a middle size adventure bike like Yamaha Super Tenere 700. I might end up going that route on the second bike, or, you know, just whatever. I think it's another chapter of motorcycling that I'm interested in, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. You know, there's a lot of trails around us where I live. You can pick up some of the smaller, you know, if you're not too picky on which bike you get, you know, you can pick them up fairly cheap, $4,000 at the most. So they're not super expensive if you're not real super picky about what you want. You know, if you just want your everyday 250 dual sport, there's lots of them out there. You know, like Kawasaki's 300 Versus now is you know, probably really 70% on-road and 30% off-road. That's probably another good choice. There's tons of options out there, and tons of stuff to explore. So, like I said, leave it down in the comments. What do y'all think would be the better choice, or tell me what's y'all been down this route. Maybe help me on my research and my search for the perfect dual sport bike for me. So on that, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Ride safe and have fun. Don't forget to comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already done so. See ya.